Alrighty, folks, we get back into some more racing action tonight. Sunday night slide jobs Xfinity season 7, round number 7 here for the here in Homestead. The MaxSpeedTV 200 presented by, of course, MaxSpeedTV. How is everybody doing out there in YouTube land here tonight? Of course, we will be joined in by Jonathan Canfield here as soon as he gets back to the house, but glad to have everybody out there here tonight. Of course, myself, Joshua Medlock, up here right now for the flag to flag coverage. Pretty good turnout on track here tonight as well. Now, right now we got Matthew Weeks there up in the top spot here in practice. Justin Gannon second. Frank DiMaggio rounding out third here. But we're going to go ahead and dive right into it here tonight with the pre-race analytics here. Got a pretty good wind out there, mostly cloudy at about 13, 14 miles an hour. Looking at an air temp of about 82, a track temp of 84. Now, they are going to be pulling 133 laps here this evening, 199.5 miles. Tires. Now that could be a big question. Will tires be a problem here at Homestead? The cool track temp? Yes, it probably could. I think more than likely, though, we're probably going to have more of a fuel strategy here. But it is 70% fuel. Probably looking at about 35, 40 laps on fuel. Might be a little bit more than that. But we'll just have to wait and see. They do run 70% fuel, so it is, you know, they don't run full. But now pit road speed here at Homestead, 50 miles an hour. Got a pace speed of 65. We'll go ahead and dive down into the points here tonight. Coming into round number 7. Cameron Hearn is up there in that top spot. And that is who I'm not currently seeing out there on track right now, but he is up at the top spot at 268. Bryson Clark in second at 224. Now he is 44 behind Cameron. Downap Sr. in third at 216, 8 behind Bryson and 52 behind the leader. William Martin in fourth, 212, 4 behind Kyle and 56 behind the leader. Corey Cook going to round out the top 5 at 202, 10 behind William and 66 behind the leader. Frank DiMaggio in 6th at 197, 5 behind Corey and 71 behind the leader. Christopher Bassinger in 7th at 190, 7 behind Frank and 78 behind the leader. Casey Hatch in 8th at 189, only 1 point behind Christopher, but he 79 behind the leader. Tommy Haynes in 9th at 161, 28 behind Casey and 107 behind the leader. Josh Mitchell going to round out the top 10 in points here at 160, 1 point behind Tommy and 108 behind the leader. Anthony Marshall in 11th at 156. 4 behind Josh and 112 behind the leader. Justin Gann is going to round out the top 12 at 154. Is 2 behind Anthony and 114 behind the leader. Robert Lukens in 13th, 152. 2 behind Justin and 116 behind the leader. Davey Hendricks in 14th at 151. He is 1 point behind Robert and 117 behind the leader. Steve Harris rounding out the top 15 at 143. He is 8 behind Davey and 125 behind the leader. Matthew Weeks, of course, quickest right now in practice in 16th at 142. Is 1 behind Steve and 126 behind the leader. And then we have a tie back here for 17th with Benjamin Lacey and John T. Wimbish at 140. Both of these gentlemen, 2 behind Matthew and 128 behind the leader. Joshua O'Connor in 19th at 139. He is 1 behind John and Benjamin, 129 behind the leader. And Matthew Chastain is going to round out the top 20 at 132 points, 7 behind Joshua and 136 behind our leader. That is coming into tonight, round number 7 here at Homestead. And, of course, we do have more drivers that are filing in out here on track, or in the lobby, I should say, right now. Looks like we're pushing at about 24 drivers right now. So, pretty good turnout here this evening. No, Brendan, this is not the Cup cars. This is the Xfinity cars. B cars, as most people know them by. So that is what they run this season, is the Xfinity. Of course, next week we're going to be kissing the bricks because they're going to go to Indianapolis for 80 laps. next week. Then we're going to do a little bit of more super speedway racing. October 3rd, we're going to be the Sunshine White Knuckler 235. We're going to be at Daytona Super Speedway, 94 laps, and then rounding out the first 10 races of the regular season. They're actually going to stay at Daytona, and the Lifeline RP 135, 38 laps at the road course. You're going to do a little bit of some right and left turns on October the 10th for 38 laps. So just kind of a rundown of, the next upcoming races here for slide jobs. But I got to say, we're in for I think a good race here tonight. Now, before we get to the national anthem here, Matthew Weeks is still holding on to the top spot here this evening. So this is going to make, I think, for a good race. Probably going to get spread out, but that is just going to be part of it. Hopefully these guys can keep it green and go green. I know they can, but I do want to also let everybody know, too, that the coming out of turn number 4 and out of 2, especially, I've been watching in practice, you get really loose coming out of 4 and 2. So we're going to have to watch these drivers here tonight coming out of those corners. Definitely could hit the wall and get sent right down into the inside wall, especially out of turn 4. I've been seeing several drivers get loose out of 4, and Frank, as you can see, Frank just got loose there as well, right up into, it looked like that was William Martin that he got into. It is just practice, these guys trying to get it all figured out. But we're going to go ahead, step away, and play the national anthem provided by Madison Rising. So hang tight, folks. We will be right back.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxSpeedTV.
Alrighty, folks, we're back live here on MaxSpeedTV. Qualifying is underway right now. No times have came in at the present time. Still waiting on the times to start rolling in, but we do have several drivers out here. We're going to get to those. Of course, we're on one right now. Christopher Bassinger. You got Ty Blake, Tyler Yankovic. Right there, he's sitting at the exit of pit road at the present time, not on track, but he is probably going to come out. Casey Hatch out on track. Looks like John out on the track. Davey Hendricks, Tommy Haynes sitting at the exit of pit road. Corey Cook on track. Davey putting in that first time. Here we go. Times are already rolling in. Davey Hendricks right now over the top spot. John T. Wimbish there in second. Christopher Bassinger there in third. Corey Cook in fourth, and Ty Blake rounding out the top five right now in qualifying. Still waiting on some more times to roll in. They get 10 minutes or 2 laps here, whichever comes first. And there he goes. Dylan Parker up to the second spot. Now he's across the grass. I guess he decided to do a little bit of mowing out there. Not entirely sure what that number 3 is doing, but looks like maybe he's wanting to do a little bit of road course action here at Homestead. I don't know. Right now he is sitting in third in the 3. L. Adamson coming out. Tommy Haynes still sitting at the exit of pit road. Cameron Hearn out here. Of course, right now dominating the season. We're still early, but he is, man, out of the 6 races, he has won 4 of those. Went back to back to open it up and at Richmond, and then of course he won Atlanta and Iowa last week, but went back to back there. He is looking he is looking to make it 3 in a row tonight. Yeah, send the 3 Bill. Justin Gann out here on the racetrack. Tyler. And no surprise, there he goes, the 15 up at the top spot with a 33.681. 16 100ths of a second ahead of Davey Hendricks. Of course, Cameron is on his second lap now. Still waiting on Jonathan Canfield to come in. He's going to help me call this race here tonight. All right, Cameron done. L. Adamson. Oh, Justin Gann going into second. What a lap. Like Noah Maury out here on the track. That is going to be his first lap. Not official. He is going to start it that time. Tommy Haynes is now coming out on the racetrack here in that 17. Not sure if the numbers got messed up there or what on that one side. Don't see any. I don't see the full number on that driver's side there. I don't see that whole number. Not entirely sure what happened there. Speaking of the pole, Cameron Hearn got the pole last week at Iowa and, of course, came away with the win. I did mention that. He is looking to do it again here tonight. See Tommy Haynes, Nick Hunt out there on the racetrack for his qualifying lap here. See where Nick goes and Tommy both. Like Tommy Haynes right now with a 33.963. That's going to put him in ninth. Matthew Weeks, like he may be coming out. We'll have to keep an eye on that 39 here in qualifying. We'll see if Matthew can knock off Cameron or maybe get on the outside of him. Would be pretty neat. All right, here he is. Jonathan Canfield is now joined us up here in the booth. Jonathan, man, Homestead here tonight, bud. What do you think? 133 laps. You know, they get a total of 5 sets, you know, 4 behind the wall. 70% fuel. Could it come down to fuel or tires? And I don't hear him. All right, we'll try it again, Jonathan. Not entirely sure what's going on with his mic. I'm not hearing him. All right, well, to get it fixed, bud, let me know. We'll just keep you up here. Oh, Nick Hunt right up there in 5th. All right, well, let's go ahead and see if we can get him up here. It looks like Matthew Weeks right there in 12th. We'll see if he can get a better time here, a 33.872. That's going to put him in 6th. Well, let's go ahead and get our pole sitter up here real quick. Well, our pole sitter as of right now, I should say. All right, let's get him up here. Cameron, bud, got a copy?
I got you.
Well, man, again, grabbing the pole here tonight, bud, but man, talk about it. Got a lot of hungry guys out there. They're all gunning for you.
Yeah, I had some issues getting into the server. I got one practice lap, and the track is definitely tricky. It's tight on entry and loose off. So I think you might see some comers and goers as the race goes on. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've been seeing out of the turns, it looks like it does get really, really loose. How do you combat that? I mean, because it seems like no matter where you're at, you just get loose out of the turns. How do you go about combating that?
Just easy onto the throttle. Don't gas it up, and the less wheel input you have, it also helps keep the tires underneath you. So easy on, easy off, and the straighter you can have the wheel coming off the corner, the better. You see a lot of situations where guys think they might hit the wall, so they start turning a little bit more, and that's where they kind of get in trouble.
All right, bud, we're going to let you get back to it. 30 seconds before we grid. Good luck, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. All right, we'll get him back down there. It looks like Jonathan is muted right now. He's trying to get it fixed.
Test.
Ah, we hear you. We got you.
Whew, that stressed me out, but I am here.
All right, well, we're going to get him on the grid here, bud. We'll kind of talk about, the track here in just a second, but we're going to go ahead and grid him up here. The MaxSpeedTV starting grid. Cameron Hearn grabbing the pole with a 33.563. Congratulations to Cameron. Justin Gann going to be starting on the outside of him in that second spot. Third, Davey Hendricks. Casey Hatch will start 4th. In our 5th position, that's going to be Nick Hunt. Matthew Weeks in 6th. John T. Wimbish 7th. Dylan Parker in 8th. Corey Cook in 9th. And rounding out the top 10 here is Christopher Bassinger. Jonathan, you want to... Oh, okay. All right, I got you. I'll go ahead and finish it out. Tommy Haynes here in 11th. Noah Murray in 12th. Dell Adamson in 13th. Ty Blake in 14th. Tyler Yankovic in 15th. Frank DiMaggio, the first to not qualify, is going to be Frank DiMaggio in 16th. Trey Holmes in 17th. Ben Lacey in 18th. Paul Turner in 19th. And William Martin in 20th. Steve Harris 21st. Joshua O'Connor in 22nd. Ryan S. Hoover 23rd. Thomas Fensler 24th. And that is going to round out our field here. 24 drivers. Not a bad turnout.
It's a pretty good turnout, and I did just get my iRacing loaded. We are good.
All right. He finally got in here. It looks like we're just waiting here for the rest of the drivers to grid. Now, going back to the track here, where would you want to start at a track like Homestead?
I think I want to be up front. That's the way I always am when I race. I want to be as far up front as I can, and I want to try and keep that track position. But I've been in the positions where you start in the back, and if you just have a good setup under the car, you get the car to come to you, you can drive it to the front. So it's with Homestead, it's give and take. It's going to be who's the most aggressive, and if they're being aggressive, are they going to be able to make it stick? Or there's also that side of Mr. Consistent. Is one of these drivers going to be the most consistent driver out here?
So consistency.
I think consistency wins this race. I think if you keep the car under you and you stay consistent, there's no reason why you can't just walk away with the race. And I know Cameron's good at that, but a lot of these guys up here, I see they're really close in time. It looks like the guys that qualified, we spread out over a second, just a little over a second. So that's a close field right there.
Yeah, and anything can happen. This is a 133 lap race. It's not a really long race, but it does seem like it. Of course, anything can happen out on the racetrack. Of course, we are going to be diving down into turn 3 here, and of course, that pace car will dive off to the safety of pit road, and we will get them going here tonight. Pull those belts tight. One more time, folks. We are about to get ready to go racing here at Homestead for the MaxSpeedTV 200. Now we're just waiting for that pace car to get off the racetrack. That is what we're waiting on. And it looks like there it goes. Pace car is off and away. Cameron, there's the green already. Boogity, 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 folks. We're racing here tonight at Homestead. It's going to take a little bit for their tires to get some heat built up. This car is loose.
It's a very loose car. I already see some guys trying the top, and a couple guys going to the bottom. It looks like we're getting everything behind Cameron is pretty much too wide, maybe some single file here soon. But guys are trying to top and bottom, trying to figure out what line's going to work here in the pack. Whoa, the 14 of Casey Hatch got really loose there.
Ooh, the 14, yep, right now he's in second. He is battling Justin Gann here. Got a lot of battles going on right now. Got some up front. Got some in the middle of the pack here. You go back to the 13th position. Oh, somebody was up there in that outside wall. That would be 81 of Corey Cook. Or 61, my bad. 61 of Corey Cook, not 81. It looks like an 8 from the side. Side by side behind them. Oh, man. And here we go. And the 8 pushing up. Oh, buddy, that was close. We got 3 wide here at Homestead, folks. 3 wide here at Homestead. We got. Oh, yep, somebody's into the wall. That is Tommy Haynes hard into that inside wall.
And Noah just killed the outside wall.
Oh, yes, Noah did. Yep, that's going to put Tommy all the way back into 21st. Noah's going to have some damage as well. I think Tommy Haynes, unfortunately, got the rough end of the stick there, Jonathan.
It looks like he did. Catching back up here, I'm looking at Chris just to see if he has any damage, because he was in that 3 wide exchange. It doesn't look like he got anything, and it looks like he's carrying on, so it looks like Noah and Tommy got the worst of that exchange.
But don't be afraid to talk.
I'm just not sure what you're looking at. But I am looking at Chris in the 56. Who is that? That's
the 56,
John T. Wimbish. They
John
have
T.
been
Wimbish,
side by side here for about 2 laps since that 3 wide issue. And what else we got in here? Let's see.
And it looks like they're getting it figured out up with them two. You get up here. I'm not really worried about Cameron right now, but you know, he's going to lead the 5th lap here. Justin Gann still hanging on into 2nd. Looks like more action going on back in the toward the back of the field with Steve Harris. And that was Corey Cook. Now we've got more going on. Ben Lacey in the 7, the 46 of Dell Adamson. They were going at it there. There's Trey Holmes. Looks like Trey is...
The 21 has slowed down. I don't know what that's for. I'm trying to find him here. He slowed down for something.
Right, yeah, he is falling backwards.
I think he caught the outside wall. I see a little, yeah, he's got some damage on that outside. I think he caught the outside wall. Oh, yeah, that's heavy damage.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here now from the side. Yeah, you're seeing it right there. Let's go to ace view here. We're going to turn this camera and take a look. Oh, yeah, heavy damage on that 21 machine. That's just the product of the wall coming out of the corners.
It can also be a product. These cars have a very sensitive aero package, and I think it's especially noticeable at a track like this. Going inside of a car when they're running the Highline can get them loose. If you force the issue, pushing the air under somebody's rear bumper, that can get them loose. There's a lot of little aero issues with these cars that can just make them loose, and you can catch the outside wall really easy. Or if you're being a little too aggressive, you can push into the wall as well.
I definitely don't want to. Definitely want to try to stay away from the wall.
That wall, no matter what track you go to, I know everyone thinks about Darlington with being famous for the wall, but any track you go to, that wall is not your friend.
No, it is not. Now we're starting to see a lot of single file. A lot of separation between the drivers. I think, Jonathan, they're just really wanting to get some of these laps wound down. You know, already on lap number 9, coming to lap 10 this time. And really, Cameron, I wouldn't say he's drove away with it, but he does have a 1.3 second lead over Gann.
And he looks pretty comfortable up there. I see the line he's running. He's keeping it smooth. He's just no mistakes, really. That's what I was saying before we took the green. If you're consistent and you just have no mistakes, the racing's pretty easy at this track. But if you get over your head and you get too aggressive, it's very easy to see, as we've already seen a couple drivers get into the wall, have some 3 wide incidents. Draft does play a factor here, but you've got to be your finisher. I don't think as of right now that the 2nd place car of Justin Gann is actually close enough to pick up any draft. I think Cameron's just holding him at bay right now.
Yeah, I don't think I don't believe he is getting any draft at 1.1 seconds. Now, we did have a battle back here. I was on it, watching it. Number 7 of Ben Lacey did get around Christopher Bassinger there for that 8th spot. Looks like Frank DiMaggio doing a little bit of battling of his own behind him. Passing up the 96 of Steve Harris. Steve going to fall back to 14th. Started 21st, but already up to 14th.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Ben Lacey, too. He's on the move. He's coming up into 8th place now, and he started 18th, so he's up 10 spots. He's on the move, and lap time-wise, he's running about a 34.5, so he's keeping right up there with the leaders. That's about what Cameron was running last time I looked at him. So he's up there. He's battling. Pretty impressive, up 10 spots early here, only 12 laps in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Good racing going on. Watch the battle back here. Well, Trey Holmes, Frank DiMaggio again, Steve Harris, William Martin right behind them. They're going to go side by side for position. That is going to be for, I believe, 13th here. Out of turn number 4. This is, man, you got to really watch it. And like 37's got it right there, but now we're going into 1. Dialing up, right up ahead of them, too.
Yeah, this is pretty good pack racing. Looks like Frank's going to clear the 10 car of Trey Holmes. It looks like William Martin did end up clearing Steve Harris. They're back in single file now. That's the product you're going to get here. You'll get some 2-wide action when it spreads out, but a lot of single file here. Guys just trying to find the momentum line. But I do notice something. That 37's got a crinkle on that right front. I remember seeing him getting into the wall. But he has. It looks like he has found the wall.
Yes. Yeah, looking at it, yep. It's a little crinkle on the right front. It looks like he did catch that wall. He's got a scrape all the way down the right side of that Timberwolf 37. Gotta be careful. Got to be careful. Now, he don't have a lot of damage, so, I mean, that is good.
He definitely is keeping pace. It looks like the tire is sticking out a little bit, but it really all depends on how hard you hit. It doesn't look like he knocked the tire in or anything like that. It just looks mostly cosmetic. Oh, as he gets in the wall again.
Yes, he does. And here watching him.
It looked like he's trying to hold off Steve right now, and he just pushed a little bit too hard into that corner right there. Didn't see any contact between them. It just looked like he overdrove the corner a little bit there.
Big
as you see, now he's going to go to the bottom. I think that's the driver saying, okay, I'm done hitting the wall at this point. The driver goes to the bottom.
Oh, he did go to the bottom. Now he's back up at the top, up against that stupid wall again. Oh, Williams getting a lot of airtime right now.
Oh, yeah, he's keeping us entertained. I'm waiting to see when he moves to the bottom in 1 and 2. When does he say I'm done?
Oh, it looks like Casey Hatch. Got a battle up here between Nick Hunt and Casey Hatch. Casey Hatch got real close to that wall here. Just seen it. Now, Nick Hunt is going to get around him. Nick going to go into 6th. Casey going to fall back to 7th. This is up here running up toward the front. Looks like Dylan Parker is taking his car behind the wall. Alrighty, folks. Here in about 5 laps, we are going to be taking a lap of silence. When Cameron crosses for lap 22. Now just spread out up front. Not really a whole lot going on. Jonathan, what are you seeing out there from your perspective?
I'm just looking around, catching a couple drivers here and there. Nothing really racing right now. I did notice that Steve Harris did get around William Martin. There was a little bit of conversation I heard on the radio about, did I cut you off, anything like that. No drivers getting overheated here. Williams got pressure from Paul R. Turner right now, but he's holding them off temporarily. And looking farther back, Tyler Yankovic is running down Corey Cook right now. From Steve Harris to Tyler Yankovic, there's a little pack formed right there, and they're all in line, but they're all racing. And there goes Yankovic to the outside of Cook.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
And not enough on the outside there. But Corey is going to look on Paul Turner here.
Yep, coming up the inside at end of 3. I don't know. I think Paul's got that line. Well, I say that, and it looks like Corey just hit the NOS button.
I've seen that down in 1 and 2. Corey's got the bottom figured out right now. He's one of the few drivers down there running on the bottom better than most drivers out here. And it looks like he's going to put pressure on his buddy William now.
Well, William back.
And William's in that famous wall again.
Yes,
1 and 2 is that's his Achilles heel right now. He keeps hitting the wall in 1 and 2.
Yes, he does. All right, we're going to take lap 21 here, folks. Next time by, we're going to mute, kind of take a moment of silence in honor and memory of course, Gabby Petito and her family. Bad news out of Wyoming today. As Cameron Hearn does come down into the middle of 3 and 4. We're going to go ahead and step aside, folks. Alrighty, folks, a moment of silence there. Now getting back to the racing. Black William in the 11 of Christopher Bassinger going at it. Whoa!
Yeah, that was getting rowdy. I was looking on pit road too. We have Noah Mowry and Ty Blake sitting on pit road. I believe they've got repairs to fix.
Yep, looking at it now, and it does look like Tommy Haynes is back out there on the racetrack here. He is one lap down. We've only lost one driver here, Dylan Parker. Corey Cook, Steve Harris going at it once more. 61, 96. Of a three-car pack right here, Jonathan, with Corey, Steve, and Tyler. But they're following, playing follow the leader here.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I think it's kind of working for him. Honestly, I know for Steve, he's a relatively newer driver. He's still trying to learn, so I'm sure he's getting valuable laps behind Corey, getting to learn here. And Tyler, I don't know as much of his story, but I do know he races with Steve and those guys as well, so I'm sure he's also a little bit new to these cars. And he's also just trying to learn what these cars like and what you can do with them. But like I said, running behind somebody like Corey, especially with the way Corey control the bottom right now, as we've seen earlier, those are good experience laps to learn right there. And I think they are kind of using each other to leapfrog a little bit.
Maybe trying to do some slingshot action.
You can get away with that in these cars until you have what's going on with Steve Harris and Tyler, where they're just side by side for lap after lap.
Yeah, watching that battle right there between the two right now. Tyler in the Saints machine on the inside. Steve Harris in the 96 on the outside.
Looks like Tyler is going to clear right there.
Right. Well, we've lost another driver. Noah has taken his car behind the wall. Well, let's get up here to where I seen some action going on. Potential action. Justin Gann, Davey Hendricks, and Matthew Weeks. No, who is that? That is the 50, the 17.
That is
Tommy
going
Haynes.
to be Tommy Haynes, the lap car.
So not for position. Wow. Not really too concerned with Cameron right now. Almost 4 seconds ahead of Justin Gann.
And while we were away looking at that, Corey Cook did get around the 46 of Dale Adamson, and now Tyler Yankovic is going to be looking on Dale Adamson here, coming off of, I believe this is 2. I've lost track of my points. Yes, 2.
Attitude.
And it does look like Steve is going to probably try to follow with Tyler here. Looks like they're kind of towing off of each other. Dale's going to pinch him down. Oh, that's aggressive driving.
Man.
That's aggressive.
Dale Adamson and Tyler. Wow.
If I've driven with Dale plenty. If there's one thing I know about him as a driver, he will race you as clean as he can, but he is very much the aggressive type. He's not afraid to pinch a driver down, especially with, like we talked about last week, the caliber of drivers we have here. You can do that here, and it's not going to hurt somebody. These guys aren't going to slide up and knock each other around. Oh, you're almost 3 wide there.
Steve Harris putting his nose right in there in between them.
The window was there on entry, and then it wasn't. Very quickly closed up on him. I think Dale, I think his tires are falling off. These guys look like they're faster than him, and he's just making it hard to pass. I also see a little bit of, is that a crinkled left front I think I see on Dale's car?
Well, we're sitting here on Dale. Let's go to a chase view here and turn the camera. He does have a crinkle even on the right side there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he does have, it looks like a little bit of damage there on that left front. Definitely he's got some on that right front.
Looks like maybe he might have bumped somebody at some point during this race, so that could be part of his issues too. Oh, he got very loose on exit there. Good save. 96 is going to look to his inside coming down here into 3 and 4. Dale is going to make him earn it, and he's going to pinch him down. He's going to pinch him. Dale's going to get loose. Nice save there from Dale.
And these cars are not easy to save.
Oh, yeah, they're very, what's the word, touchy,
yeah.
I can say. They're very touchy. Once you get wheeling them, you've got to know when to straighten your wheel out. But I don't know, me as a driver, this is just mine. I like the way Dale races, but I wish it would stay, that it would happen at the end of the race. I feel like this is too early. Get settled in and then worry about racing hard. Because we got a lot of laps to go here.
Yes, we do. We just hit lap 33. Of course, this time by is going to be exactly 100 to go. Still got a lot of laps to put down. We should be coming up on a pit stop here pretty quickly. Taking lap number 34 that time by. So I believe that window, that fuel window is going to open up here pretty quickly here, probably in the next 3 to 4 laps, maybe even sooner than that.
Yeah, and just looking at lap times to kind of give folks a clear view of the fall off that you get. Cameron Hearn qualifies pole with a 33.5 and is out there running 35.3 right now, so almost 2 seconds off his qualifying pace. And that's what you're going to see here as these runs go on. The pace falls off pretty quick in these cars. I believe I've talked to you about it before, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
These cars, the tires fall off within, they start to, well, I shouldn't say fall off. Your full fall off is obviously at the end of the run. But, as I do hear, we have the 46 of Dale Adamson coming this lap to pit road. So it sounds like he'll be the first one to peel off. But as I was saying...
actually, Limbish is down and Nick Hunt's down.
Okay, I must have missed those.
And Dale Adamson is coming down as
Dale
we speak,
Adamson.
as you just alluded to.
And then... But the tires will start to wear out after you get about a 10-lap heat cycle in them. Then that's when they're starting to wear a little bit. And that's when you're going to see guys starting to try to, probably cut their lap times back a little bit. Take a deep breath and relax and try to make these tires last a little long.
Oh, yeah. A lot of drivers coming down now. Justin Gann is down. Looks like Weeks is down. Holmes is down. Hatch is down. A lot of drivers, pit road, busy right now.
And it looks like our leaders right now, Cameron Hearn and Davey Hendricks, are content to stay out there and run, but I'm curious, how far do they run?
And that is going to be the big question. How far are they going to try to go 40 laps?
I believe it's doable, but it's going to be close.
Paul Turner, oh no, mistakes made coming down pit road by Paul Turner. To get a MaxSpeedTV replay and actually see what happened to the number 4 of Paul. Did he just lose it?
It looks like he just got on the brakes a little too hard and went to the inside wall there.
Oh, man. Still on the replay here. Yeah, there it is right there. And shot him right down, like you said, into that inside wall on pit road. Oh.
And as you're looking at that, our leader, Cameron Hearn, has peeled off to come to pit lane. That would give the lead over to the 54 of Davey Hendricks, who is still out there running. Has not come down for a pit stop yet.
And Lacey down as well.
And I believe Davey's trying to stretch this a little bit. I think he wants to see if he can, what is that term they use in F1? Overcut, undercut? I think it's overcut Cameron. Oh, it looks like he's peeling off this lap to come down.
Yes, he is.
It looks like he's on clean, no issues. As long as he hit his speed, we'll see how quick he is.
That's going to leave Corey Cook and Tommy Haynes. Well, Corey's coming down now. So Tommy Haynes, the last driver yet to pit. He's been out there 39 laps.
But that 17 of Tommy Haynes also was on pit road earlier for an incident. So he is going to run longer than the leaders as of right now.
And here comes Tommy now down pit road. Well, that did give the lead back up to where everything cycles through here. Cameron Hearn.
And it looks like he's maneuvering his way through some lap traffic here. Look, I just see him go around the 35 of Tyler Yankovic.
Ooh, who is that? Somebody, one of the lap cars that looks like got into the wall. Can't tell who that was. Well, their speed didn't drop dramatically, so apparently they didn't hit the wall too hard, that hard. Brett, they do not do stages here.
It looks like after that pit cycle, Tyler Yankovic would be sitting in the free pass spot if we had a caution right now.
Yeah, and we got to, of course, bring that up, too. We know these guys can go green, Jonathan, and they're proving it again tonight. That they can go green. But always that chance. Get loose and you spin it and the caution comes out.
And it's not to say that we haven't seen incident in this race, because we have. It's the way the admins run this race, they give iRacing a chance to throw the caution if deemed necessary. Now, if there was some sort of significant incident that needed a caution and iRacing didn't throw the caution, it would be pretty much up to the drivers to call that out, and one of the admins of this league would have to throw the caution at that point. But
we're going to go 3 wide back here. Trey Holmes, Frank DiMaggio, and I believe
that would be Dale Adamson.
The 46, yes. I'm still getting used to the numbers and the names here. Clyde.
Yes, and the 24 and the 10, that was for position. It looks like Dale is in 17th, 1 lap down right now, and it looks like he's got Tommy Haynes behind him. Tommy Haynes and Dale Adamson in position as well, as Tommy looks to the inside of Dale.
Yep, that's exactly what we're watching right now.
And Dale's gonna... Oh, I thought he was gonna look low there. Good battle here between, even Frank and Trey, but also the 2 lap cars keeping it clean and battling for their position. That can be frustrating for you as a lead lap car if you have 2 lap cars battling around you, but when they can keep it this clean without interfering with your race too much, it's a good show to see.
Oh yeah, definitely so. They're calling for stage racing out there. They want stage racing. I'm not a huge fan of stage racing. Is it?
I like the strategy better on a full-length race, no stages. I think it puts the race more into the driver's hands, really, because if you have, my opinion is if you have a 133 lap race and we want to do 100 laps, or let's say 50 laps as the final stage, and you got to chop up the first 2 stages into the other laps, and your cautions are coming out pretty much right at the time you need to pit.
Oh yeah,
it takes the strategy out of racing.
Mm-hmm. All right, folks.
That's just my opinion, though.
Oh yeah. And everybody's got their own opinion about it. You know, this is one reason. Oh, this is a night race too. I just realized it. Well, Cameron Hearn up top here. Justin Gann in second. Davey Hendricks third. Matthew Weeks fourth. John T. Wimbish in fifth. Dick Hunt there in sixth. Frank DiMaggio seventh. Trey Holmes in eighth. Ben Lacey ninth. And Corey Cook is going to round out our top 10 here after the official, you know, everything cycles through the pit stops.
And then it looks like William Martin will be the last car on the lead lap when we cycle through. Steve Harris has been put a lap down now, and then 13th go back to Tyler Yankovic, 14th Paul R. Turner, 15th Christopher Bassinger, 16th Dale Adamson, 17th Tommy Haynes, 18th Casey Hatch, 19th Ty Blake, and I believe Noah Mowry, Dylan Parker have both taken it behind the wall for the night, and they're in 20th and 21st.
Yes, Noah and Dylan are behind the wall. Casey Hatch is actually setting on pit road. He's been on pit road for almost 2 minutes here, coming up on 2 minutes, so it must be either getting damage fixed or something happened to that 14.
And I hate to see that for him. We seen him at the start of this race. I believe he was up there in the front. And just that's not the way you want to end your race here tonight.
Oh no. Well, how about we do a little bit of a ride along here? We'll go cockpit with Matthew Weeks. This is not a crank it up, folks. This is just, you know, not a whole lot really going on out on track, so I'm kind of getting some different views here.
Whoa, and I know you fans are riding along in the cockpit, but I am back here watching a battle between Trey Holmes and Ben Lacey, and it almost got bad. Coming off of 4 there, they almost made contact. And it looks like, oh, Trey Holmes caught the outside wall there.
All right, well, let's get back up here. Sorry, I had to slip away here. It's still cockpit there, but you were going ahead and talking about, you know, what's going on out on track. We're up here with Trey right now.
Yeah, Trey just caught the outside wall. He was battling with Ben Lacey. Coming off of 4 last time by, they actually almost came together and had a big accident. But luckily, those 2 drivers kept it clean. And then coming down into 1 and 2, it looked like Trey just missed the corner, shot up into that outside wall, and let Ben Lacey get by him.
All right, well, back here with William again. He just got passed up by Tyler. Get up here to Ben Lacey and Trey Holmes. Now there's a little bit of a gap between them two. Got Corey Cook back here doing a little bit of battling of his own with the 15 of Cameron, our leader. Cameron looks like trying to get around that 61.
And the 61 is trying not to be in that lucky dog position. He is trying to keep his lap and not go a lap down. And honestly, I respect the move. It's what you got to do sometimes to try and keep your lap and try not to get yourself behind in the pit strategy.
Man, how is Cameron doing this?
For Cameron, I'm sure it's frustrating, but Cameron and Corey know each other well, so Cameron knows that Corey's not going to lay over for him. And, you know, Cameron knows that Corey would never intentionally do anything to hurt his race. But I think Cameron also understands why Corey is battling so hard.
All right, got Drive for Diabetes awareness out there. Let's go, Lacey. Send it. Now, I'm assuming you're talking about Ben Lacey because Lacey is not racing.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to talk about Ben Lacey, and he's actually sitting P8 right now. He is inside the top 10.
Yes, he is. Ooh, blinking out there, too. I'm going to have to get off of him, let that go through. But, you know, with not a whole lot going on right now, they should be, of course, some drivers will probably be coming up here on pit stops here in about 10, 15, about 15, 20 laps. Those that, you know, pitted earlier.
Yeah, the guys that pitted earlier, I believe, were at the guys that we're seeing a lap down right now and that are at the back half of the top 10. But yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna see some stops coming within the next probably 10, 15 laps. Just to go through though, looking at some people that have made their way up to the field. As I highlighted earlier, Ben Lacey started 18th. He's up 10 spots into 8th. Frank DiMaggio, he started in 16th. He's up to the 7th spot. And Trey Holmes started in 17th, and he's up to the 9th spot. So those three drivers, the back half of the top 10, but they started deeper in the field than the guys that are in front of them. So they've had to do a little bit more work to get up.
Oh, and Trey catching that outside wall. Seen some sparks come off that number 10. Like Dale Adamson in the 46 and the 17 of Haynes, 2 lap cars right here. They are battling for position. That is for position. That would be for 16th. And we're going to be coming upon halfway here in about 6 laps.
These drivers have done a great job tonight, just keeping their composure under them and not causing any big issues, not pushing the issue by any means. We've seen some what we would call aggressive driving, but nothing rough, nothing out of the lines, and you know, just good hard racing at the end of the day, and they're putting on a good show.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I'm very impressed that they're not adding caution in this sport.
Now you usually race with these guys, but unfortunately you're not able to?
Yeah, so like I've talked to you about, it's just everything that I use for my iRacing, my computer just can't handle right now. Luckily, I am still able to spectate and spot for some of my friends, but I'm just not able to race right now. So I decided to take the step back, step out of the points for the season, and say, you know, I'll be back once I can afford a new computer and once I can go out there and actually race without having to worry about too much going wrong.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, broadcasting is the same way. You know, you need a you know, a decent computer to do it, because you know you got to run so much stuff at one time. Yeah, I mean it does get quite expensive.
Yeah, for anybody out there that's interested in the sport, be prepared to pay the money. Racing in real life and racing in a computer, it's all the same. It's going to cost you money. You just got to be prepared to pay for it. Whoa, Dale, I was just watching Dale Adamson there, and he was sideways coming off before that time. He's still trying to hold off Tommy Haynes.
Yeah, good save. Oh, Trey Holmes has taken his car behind the wall. Well, right now we've got 8 drivers on the lead lap, but I mean, yeah, you might have a point there, Brett. I mean, I've seen it to where there were two drivers left on the lead lap, and then I've seen it to where, you know, you have a lot of drivers that are a lap down, and then something happens there more toward the end, and then now you've got almost the whole field back on the lead lap. So, I mean, anything is possible.
I look back on Trey Holmes here. I'm not sure what happened. Don't see a lot of cosmetic damage. He did pull down on pit road. And I'm not going to make assumptions, but he's out of here.
Yeah, 15.4 second stop, and he just took it behind the wall. Ty Blake will be able to pick up that spot in about 4 laps. Good up here to Frank DiMaggio and Nick Hunt. Good little battle going on right there. There goes Nick.
Nick's gonna look low here. Is he gonna have enough momentum off the corner? That's the toughest part about running the inside. The top side gets so much momentum off the top. It's like getting shot out of a cannon. If you're gonna go low, you have to be on rails down there. You have to pass him by the middle of the corner, or you're not even completing the pass.
And it looks like Nick's going to have to fall back a little bit. And Frank is going to be able to continue. Nick's coming up on the floor now. That is going to be Paul Turner. Ball's on the outside. Nick's on the inside. Not for position. Nick is going to be able to get around him. Whoa!
Oh, and we have a
caution. Yes, we do. Dale Adamson. Something happened back here. Of course, that's obvious. But what? And right at the halfway mark here, too, Jonathan.
Yes, and I'm looking at it right now. He got loose coming off the corner, and it looks like he and the 17 have been battling for quite a few laps. And it just looks like he got loose, never really caught it. Oh, outside wall. Goes, comes back out in front of the 17. Great job with the 17. Tommy Haynes missing that. But yes, Dale gets loose. He does a great job just catching that thing to not hit any other drivers.
Yeah, and the 46, man, heavy damage on that 46 now. Dale Adamson. And the first caution of the evening. This is going to stack them up all over again. Now, I think you have no choice. You got to come down pit road.
Oh, absolutely. Pit road's a necessity right now. But that will give the free pass spot to Mr. Corey Cook.
Yes. Eva Harris. Now, we've got some drivers that are potentially staying out maybe just to see kind of what happens. But, of course, the majority of our leaders and our lead lap cars did come down pit road, or are down pit road, I should say. Who's going to win the race off of pit road? That's going to be, it looks like, Justin Gann. Maybe Hendricks there in second. Matthew Weeks third. John Wimbish in fourth. Frank DiMaggio rounding out the top 5 off of pit road. Corey Cook. Did Corey... He come? No, he did not come down. But Corey
has not come down yet. Yeah. He's the free pass car.
Free pass car, yeah. No, so that's going to put Cameron Hearn in 6th. Well, who do we talk to real quick?
Let's see what Tommy Haynes thought of that. He was right in the middle of that wreck. He is coming down pit road right now, but he should be available.
Well, let me wait until he comes back out onto the track. I don't like bothering them when they're down on pit road. Even though I've known Tommy for a while and I know he don't care. I just, mistakes can happen.
Yes, last thing we want is to interview a driver and hear that they sped on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like he might be getting some damage as well. He is definitely sitting on pit road. I don't know what's going on. We'll go ahead and grab him, get him up here, though. Tommy, got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, bud, you're sitting on pit road. Got some damage there, man. You guys were battling it out there, bud. Man, talk about it.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. We back there running, battling for 17th place, I guess, man. Got in that little altercation on the start there. I know we was 3 wide. I gave the boys plenty of room. I thought And I guess the dude on the outside must have just got into all of us. But it is what it is. We'll move on to next week.
Well, you're coming back out, bud. We'll let you get back to it, man. Good luck.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Yep. All right, I didn't want to keep them. They're getting double file already, so. Well, how about you go ahead, Jonathan, and get us going?
Yep, we are coming off of, should be turn 4? No, that's 2.
Turn 2.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but we are coming off turn 2. It looks like the pace car lights have gone out, so we are getting ready to go green. We are going to stack them up. Justin Gann on the top spot right now. Davey Hendricks is in second. Matthew Weeks in third. John T. Wimbish in fourth. Frank DiMaggio fifth. Cameron Hearn falls back to sixth. Nick Hunt in seventh. Ben Lacey eighth. Corey Cook ninth. And Steve Harris rounding out the top 10. And as we get ready here, coming off of 4, the pace car should peel off here. And that pace car is dipping off, so the start is in the hands of Justin Gann here. Justin Gann goes, Davey Hendricks gets even with him as we go off into turn 1. We are 2 by 2 through the pack. Davey not giving an inch. Justin not going to give an inch as well.
Side by side for the lead.
Looks like Justin's going to clear off the corner. Maybe not. No, here comes Davey again going into 3 and 4.
All right, Jonathan. I know they're racing it up, but they're all together. I think it's about time we do crank it up here tonight, bud. What do you say?
Let's do it. I'm with it.
Crank it up tonight, folks. Let's go. Alrighty, folks. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the crank it up. Now they're starting to get a little bit spread out. Still got some action going on out on track, though.
Oh, we are 3 wide. Corey Cook, Tommy Haynes, and Tyler Yankovic.
Oh, and I missed it.
Corey Cook on the lead lap, trying to get around these lap cars here and get back up in the mix. And it looks like Tommy Haynes and Tyler Yankovic are battling for position on track.
Up Tommy right here in 13th. Tyler there in 12th, right up ahead of him. Corey Cook, the last driver on the lead lap. That puts 9 on the lead lap. Steve Harris is sitting in a pretty good spot right now. Oh, let's get back here to Steve real quick. He is a lap down. First driver a lap down. Caution comes out as long as he's not involved in it or a part of it. He will be the free pass.
But he's not alone. Christopher Bassinger is right there with him in his tracks. So if they start battling here, that could be the battle for a free pass spot and a chance to be back on the lead lap.
All right, well, let's get up here. Justin Gann still leading the pack here. Still 130 in the driver bar, but 30 on the car. At least we got 30 in there somewhere. Matthew Weeks there in second, and look who has come from 6th on the restart to 3rd. That is Cameron Hearn right there. Got Davey Hendricks behind him, and Frank DiMaggio there sitting in 5th.
And if you're watching Cameron, he is running a different line than these guys. He's he's up top in 3 and 4. He goes low here, but last time through 3 and 4, they went to the middle to the bottom, and he stayed up at the top right around that wall. So I think he found something up there that these guys haven't figured out yet. This time he's going to go low. Okay, he's going to follow in.
Maybe he's trying to...
He's experimenting. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
He's trying to... It's not go time yet, so I think he's trying to figure out what he's going to need when we hit go time.
But being
where
behind
he can
him,
run.
being behind a couple of cars too, you're able to save a little bit more fuel. Not a lot, but a little bit.
And exactly what he's doing, getting on the bumper of Matthew Weeks, that'll actually kind of tow the car along down the back straightaway. And like you said, it could help him save a little bit of fuel.
I still think it's a little bit too early to save fuel. You're going to have to come down pit road at least one more time. Do not believe you will be able to make it. 13 on this run. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you're going to be able to make it. We'll go ahead and take a look at that caution count number here so far. Yeah, you can't make it. 53 laps to go. Definitely going to have to come down pit road. One caution so far for 3 laps, 53 to go. 3 lead changes, though, here tonight. That is what we have had. Of course, myself, Joshua Medlock, up here. Jonathan Canfield joining us up here tonight. Jonathan, again, appreciate you coming up here and calling the race with me, man. It's always nice to have somebody in the booth. Somebody, you know, that you can talk to.
Yeah, I can imagine how hard it's been for you this season with even when I was driving, if you were by yourself. Obviously, I'm in the car, so I don't know what the broadcasts have been before this, besides just watching from there. But I have military brain anyway, so my memory's terrible. But yeah, it looks like we've got side by side for second here. Cameron finally got underneath Matthew Weeks, but Matthew's not going down without a fight here.
Yeah, and the more they race it up right here side by side, the further the further Justin is going to be able to get out ahead. But Cameron Hearn did complete that pass to go into second.
Yeah, I think, you know, this is another, there's not many tracks that don't suit Cameron's driving style, but really these type of tracks in the 1.5 miles are what Cameron, I see him dominate at. And he's a hard one to beat, but Justin Gann, he's one of those guys too. I think he's got something for Cameron in this race. He's been up front all night. He not exactly let Cameron run away too far, and now he's got Cameron behind him, so we're going to see if he can hold off Cameron.
All right, watching it here now. Check back through the field here, though, Jonathan, because, you know, we don't just have the leaders out here. We've got other drivers, too, that could potentially try to pull this upset here. You know, one of them, I'm thinking Ben Lacey, John T. Wimbish. John is a great racer. I've known him for a while, and I'm sitting here talking about him, and he came up on that 7. Boy, I thought he was going to get into the back of him.
Yeah, I was looking at that I was just switching to that as you said it. They're in close proximity here, and I don't know. I think John might have what it takes to just get up there. He's just got to be patient and find the right line.
think another driver I would definitely be watching is that man right there, the number 1 Pennzoil of Nick Hunt. We seen what he did this season at Pocono with that that fuel strategy move there, bringing it home into victory lane. I don't know how he did it. I don't even think he even knows how he did it, but he did it. But I would definitely watch Nick Hunt.
Yeah, he's one to watch. He's shown us that he can play the fuel mileage game, and he's willing to risk it. I'd be curious to see if any of these drivers are clutching in yet. I don't think any of them are, but there are a couple drivers that I know of who will, with their setup, they can push the clutch in and coast into the corner instead of having the engine running, and then they pop the clutch back out on exit.
Now, speaking of setup, now we're talking about, you know, how they have their setup, steering wheel, and all that stuff. The setup itself is a fixed setup. They don't run open sets.
No, they do not. But each driver has their different computer setup with a wheel and pedals. I don't believe we have anybody playing on controller, but you never know. I've been surprised by a lot.
I'll get back to that. We got a battle back here. That is going to be Ben Lacey and John T. Wimbish going to go at it. Ben going to go. Well, he hasn't really completed it just yet because there goes John back to the inside. That is 4-6.
Yeah, I just think it's so hard being the car on the bottom here at this track. But John's making it work. He pulled a half a car on exit there, so good exit for him that time. Not allowing Ben Lacey to get that momentum off the top and roll past him.
And Dale Adamson in chat tonight. My race equals done. Man, dude, I hate it. Yeah, you did take your car behind the wall. I do see that now. And oh man, tough break, Dale.
Yeah, sorry to hear that for you, Dale. That's tough. But you were racing hard, and I like I said here on the broadcast, I give you respect for racing hard.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So still watching John T. Wimbish and Ben Lacey here. And, you know, that's bringing up Nick Hunt. Of course, true fact, Brent out there, Drive for Diabetes Awareness. I haven't said this yet, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Check, don't guess. It might not be the flu. Big shout out to Brett Cool, Lacey Cool, and Heather Cool out there for, you know, doing all they do for Drive for Diabetes and getting that awareness out there, the symptoms. Knowing, you know, what they try to accomplish is to just get everybody, okay, here are the symptoms. If you have any or some of the symptoms, get checked out. Diabetes is not, it's not something I wish on anybody. Of course, I know people that do have it, and it's not pretty. It's not a pretty sight. So, thank you to Brett, Heather, and Lacey. Again, a big shout out to you guys for doing what y'all do. Check them out on the website at drivefordiabetes.com and on their Facebook at facebook.com/drivefordiabetes awareness. Well, back to Nick Hunt here real quick.
Oh,
I'm sorry about that.
Sorry.
He runs a farm. He has a farm, and according to chat here, he has many bulls that he raises. And he also sells hay. So I guess if you're in the market for some hay down there in Texas, check him out. Nick's a good old guy. Okay, back to racing. Jonathan, I know you got something.
Oh, I was just going to say, you were talking about the Drive for Diabetes, and we do have a driver in the field who recently discovered that he has type 2, I believe it is. That's the one where you got to get the insulin shot. I mix them up all the time. I believe it's type 2. But it's going to be that 11 of Christopher Bassinger. And,
oh, man.
Yeah, we pulled together as a team, and we really tried to bring him up, and we have. And he has turned to racing here to kind of keep his mind off of what his reality and everyday life is now. And just keep in mind that that driver right there, he's 16 years old, and he's still got a whole life left to live, and now he's learning how to live with type 2 diabetes for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it's, you know, I can't remember. I know Brett could probably go into more of that. I don't know if it's type 1 or type 2 that has to do the insulin. I want to say it's 1, but I could be wrong. Brett can give more information on that. He's down there in chat. So, Brett, I mean, allude to that, you know, not trying to get personal about Christopher, but, you know, there's a lot of people in this world that you know, have to do it, unfortunately. Well, let's get back up front here real quick. Cameron Hearn about 0.4 of a second back behind Justin Gann now. He is coming, but I think tires right now starting to play a little bit more of a factor. He gains some time and then he loses some time, but Justin Gann is actually running a quicker lap than Cameron Hearn.
Yeah, that last time by, Justin put a 35-1 down, and Cameron just a couple hundredths slower. But overall, he's holding him to about a 0.4 of a second gap, and it looks like Justin has found his comfort zone. Or maybe Cameron could be saying, I don't want to race this hard this early for the win yet. There's 2 ways that can go.
Yeah, and there's 2 ways. Yeah, there's 2 ways that it could go. Now we are going to have to come down pit road. So, how long do you go? Do you go ahead and just run it out until you can't go no further? Do you come down early and hope to gain, you know, some track position? A lot of things right now are going through these drivers' minds, and I'm not a driver. I'm not, you know, down there with them. I don't know what they're thinking. But if you were in this position out here, Jonathan, right now, we're really running top 5, you know, top 10 on the lead lap, whatever the case may be. When would you decide to come down this late into the race?
Oh, I'm sorry, I just whacked my mic. But I think I'd be coming down actually a couple laps ago, because I believe the pit window, you can stretch it to almost 40. We've seen that tonight. So I think, personally for me, I'd have came down a couple laps ago, tried to short pit it, and then see if I could create a gap to run the rest of the race out the entire 40 laps.
Watching the daylights out of it to save fuel. That's exactly what you would be doing.
Hey, they almost ran 40 earlier, so I mean, if you come down at, say, lap 95, maybe 96, it would be right on the window of what we ran earlier.
All right, well, we're going to be on Ben Lacey here. Take a look at the right front, because right there on the side view, there's the one of Nick Hunt. These two have been battling it out here for a lap or two, a couple of laps, you know, at that. Boy, Nick fighting hard on that outside here tonight. He is really not giving up that position to the 7 here. He is holding that outside line.
Yep, and I think Ben is just a little bit faster through the middle of the corner, but again, that outside is where you get that catapult off the corner, so it's hard to make that pass from the bottom. But that's what we like to see, right? We're here to see side-by-side racing. We're here to see guys going for it. Oh, and Nick's going to try to hold him down there. Ooh.
Yeah, tried to pinch him down. You got to watch it. Here comes the 4 right behind him. That is Paul Turner. Now, Paul is 5 laps down, so this is not going to be poor position.
Now,
Paul is coming.
Yes, Paul, I believe Paul probably has fresher tires than these guys. He's probably on a differing pit strategy. So this is where you as a driver have to assess a risk a little bit, like, especially being the lead lap car, you need to assess, do I just need to let this guy go as he goes 3 wide on the outside? Power move.
Yes, he does. Power move. He does have fresher tires than these guys. So, yeah, he just kind of blew past them there.
And Ben Lacey getting loose on exit there. He'll have to rally back and fight back to Nick. Oh, boy, he tried.
Yes, he did. Lap of 102 of 133 here tonight. And a battle for the lead because Gann is coming down pit road. So that gave the lead back up to Cameron Hearn. Gann down pit road. Wimbish down pit road. Who else is coming down? Lacey down pit road. That would be Benjamin Lacey. Anybody else? I don't see anybody else coming down pit road at the present time.
And now it's just a question of when does Cameron come, which I believe
he's coming down now.
He is coming right now.
Yep. That is going to bring Davey Hendricks down pit road. Matthew Weeks, however, is going to be staying out. He is going to take over the lead. Frank DiMaggio staying out as well. This is where I got to talking about that track position or coming down pit road. Now, of course, going to have fresher tires in some of these drivers.
Yes,
but you're going to burn them up quick.
As we talked about, too, the fall off, like if they're running their fastest laps, it's 2 seconds right now with the fall off. So you got to weigh the risk versus reward. Some of these guys are just trying to go for a win. How long do you run and how long do you let that 2 second disadvantage pretty much catch up to you?
And Nick Hunt off and away, not to interrupt you, but he is down. He is off and away. He has made his final pit stop. Frank DiMaggio in his pit stall as well. He is made his final. Steve Harris down pit road. Christopher's off and away. And looks like Tyler Yankovic is off and away as well. So these drivers are done. So go ahead. I just kind of alluding to the drivers down pit road.
And I believe, yes, I thought that's what I heard. The 61 is also coming down now to make his final stop. Matthew Weeks still running out there. And this is where, like, I always ask the question, how far are you willing to push? And it looks like Matthew is committed at this point to just try and see if he can get some sort of a gap and an advantage here and try to keep this lead.
Well, he is going to definitely have to come down here pretty quickly. He's been out there 38 laps. This will be 39 this time by Justin Gann. You know, he is 25.6 seconds behind Matthew Weeks, but you know, coming down pit road, you got that, you know, pit road speed. Then you got to get into your pit stall safely. First off, you got to get onto pit road safely. Then you got to get into your pit stall safely. Don't speed. Then you got to come out safely. And I allude to that safe word because pit road can make it or break it for you.
Yes, it can. In these cars, it's very easy to get on the brakes too hot as a driver, and they'll snap on you. We've seen it earlier with the 4-car Paul Turner when he was getting on pit road. It just gets in the brakes too hot, and it snaps real quick, and there's not much you can do to save it, especially once you're already committed to coming on pit road. It's either snap it back out to the track and cause a caution, or like Paul Turner did, you can go and hit the inside wall. But I am fairly impressed. I did not think that we would go this far on a run with Matthew Weeks staying out.
And oh man. Oh. That is Ben Lacey to the outside of the 39. Ben's going to get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
And Matthew is coming in.
Yep, there he is, down pit road. So that's going to put Justin Gann. Well, he will be our leader once everything cycles through. Cameron Hearn, though, 0.7 of a second back behind him.
Yeah, I think we're getting ready to see a good battle to the win here between Justin Gann and Cameron Hearn.
Davey Hendricks. Oh, it looked like he was closing the gap there, but man. There's a 1 lap difference between Gann and Hearn. I don't think 1 lap is... I don't think 1 lap is big enough to say tires are going to be the problem. Unless you go out there and you just smoke them. I think right now it's going to be more about surviving.
Yes, 1 lap's not going to make a difference right now unless you are the driver of that 15 car. Because what you can do is you can get up here behind Justin Gann and you can force him to run his equipment out. 1 lap is not going to make an advantage, but if you're faster than this 30 car, then you might be able to get up there and make him burn up his equipment.
I would still definitely watch some of these other drivers, though, because all it's going to take is 1 mistake. Ben Lacey coming around, I believe that is the 21. Yes, it is, of Ty Blake. Not for position, however, it is Ty is a lap car. Nick Hunt also getting around him as well. I'd be watching the 7 and the 1. Ben Lacey and Nick Hunt. I'd be watching Frank here too. He's sitting right here in 4th, and he's 5.3 seconds back behind Davey Hendricks. Now I wouldn't count out Frank.
I don't think you can count out any of these guys in the top 5. All it takes is a late race caution, a mistake, any little hiccup in the road, and I think Justin Gann and Cameron Hearn could both be in trouble if they make even a little mistake.
Well, possibility going to be coming down to a battle for the win. 20 to go here tonight, man. 8:34 Central, 9:34 Eastern. 6:34 Pacific.
Yep,
I believe.
Yep, that would be me.
Oh, that would be you.
Yeah, and my day didn't start until about 1:30. But looking at the lead here, it looks like, Cameron is to the bumper of Justin Gann.
Yeah,
we are
right
gonna
there.
have a battle.
We are watching it, and I'm going to go back to Iowa here. Cameron Hearn, of course, winning that race. Frank DiMaggio in 2nd, Corey Cook 3rd. We'll take a look at Atlanta. It was Cameron Hearn, Frank DiMaggio, Tommy Haynes. Go back to Pocono, of course, Nick Hunt, Cameron Hearn. That's where Cameron finished 2nd. Coming up on Nick Hunt, but just could not get up there. Trey Holmes in 3rd there at Pocono. Talladega, of course, crapshoot. Anybody can win.
Cameron is all over the rear bumper. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
That's fine. No, that is fine. Do that. Do that. Interrupt me. I don't care.
Yeah. Cameron is putting the heat on Justin Gann right now. We are coming to, I believe, 14 to go? Yes, 14 to go.
No, you're way off. 17 to go. We're going to be 16.
17. I can't count.
I think somebody's running a little bit behind out here tonight, folks. Either that or very, very tired. One of the two.
I just can't count. I'm used to even numbers, so I was looking at 117, and I'm like, oh, 130. Okay, yeah. No, not it. But no. We are actually... I'm not even going to try and count the number, but lap 118 right now, and Cameron Hearn is there. But surprising, Justin Gann is keeping him at bay.
Well, and here's the thing that we had an interview with Mr. Hearn before. Here's the thing. There could be races that Cameron Hearn might not want to win. I mean, he's already won 4 of the 6 already. Cameron Hearn is just it's Cameron. He's one hell of a racer. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. But we've heard him say it before that I just wanted to finish. So could he just be hanging out back here behind the 30, maybe trying to help push that 30 to a victory? Or is Cameron playing games right now? We don't really know what Cameron is thinking.
That's exactly right, but I'll tell you what I do see. That 30 is moving around a lot, and Cameron is in the rear bumper when it's happening.
Well, if
on the
I'm
straightaway.
If I'm Justin, I don't care if Cameron is just hanging back. I don't care if he's trying to pass. If I'm Justin, I am making my car as wide as I possibly can, because you don't know what Cameron's gonna do.
As Cameron goes in a little higher that time, I think it looks like he's trying to set up a run off of 4, is what it looks like to me. He goes in high in 3 and comes off low in 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm seeing, and I think he's trying to set something up there.
Could it be a bump and run type situation that Cameron is trying to not do, but it could turn out to be?
I thought he was gonna look inside there.
He, to me, I've watched Cameron. To me, it looks like he can do it, but he doesn't.
Honestly, I think
I don't know what Cameron is doing, to be honest with you.
I think at this point he knows we're watching, and I think he's trying to put on a show here. If we're being honest, because yes, you're right. He can go do this.
I think he could probably get around Justin. I really do. Now, see, there he goes again. I mean, he went low, but went right back up. There's now a little bit of a gap there. Not much of one, but it's still a little bit. So I really don't know.
Yeah, and they are going to close here on the lap car, the 11, of Christopher Bassinger.
Nope, right there. And now, is this going to impede the 30 and the 15? Probably not. That 11 is going to stay high and go as high as he can. These two going to go low, but not going to be able to get around that lap car just yet.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's tough passing a lap car. You look at Christopher Bassinger, he is actually 11th with 1 lap, now 2 laps down. But that's a P11 car. That's not somebody who's far off the pace.
Not really. Now I've got to get back here. I know we've got Justin and Cameron doing their thing up there, 1 and 2. But we got to get back here, down here to John Wimbish, Matthew Weeks, and I believe there is another car here, or there was another car right there with them.
That would be a lapped car. I did not see which car it was. It's the 17. It's Tommy Haynes.
Okay, Tommy Haynes. Okay. So he was there. But Matthew Weeks, on T. Wimbish. Oh, there he is. There is the 17 of Tommy. There he is. I mean, they were going at it too. And Matthew Weeks does look like he is going to be up there in the top 5 right now. Started 6th. Frank DiMaggio hanging on to P4 right now. Dick Hunt, P7. Ben Lacey, P8. Corey Cook, P9.
And we are coming to 8 to go, and Cameron Hearn just looked to the outside of Justin Gann, not able to pull it off.
Nope. All right. Right back up front we go. 8 to go now. Brad out there saying Hearn has debris on his grill. That's all. He is trying to clean it off. I mean, I don't know if that's possible here on iRacing. It'd be kind of pretty cool, but you see that in real life. If they get debris on their grill, they get behind somebody and they try to rub it to get it to go away, because they do heat up if you don't get air through that radiator and to that engine.
Yeah, the closest thing we get to that in iRacing is when the driver forgets to turn his tape down. And it looks like, Cameron Hearn to the inside of Justin Gann. Justin leaves the door open there.
Yes. And now they're going on the back stretch, side by side. Justin on the outside, Cameron on the inside. Now you got to pinch him. Now you've got to keep Cameron down there Oh, man, out of 4. Side by side, I think Justin's got it at the line. Yes, he does. 6 to go.
Into turn 1 we go. Justin not really pinching Cameron down there. And coming off of 2, he's going to pull back up almost even with Cameron. Cameron gets another good run down the back straightaway on that bottom side. But here comes Justin to the outside in turn 3.
Yep, and Cameron is going to complete that pass, but I don't believe it's over with.
Looks like Justin's going to try and take a peek off of 4, but he's not there yet. But don't think that that driver of that 30 car is going to be done yet. He is all on the wheel right now.
Oh,
I got to think he's saying, what do I got to do?
Yeah, now he's got a predicament. He's got 5 to go. He's got to figure out another way of getting around that number 15 of Cameron Hearn. These two right here together. Cameron was behind Justin for the longest time. I mean, he was just right there. Man, I don't know. 4 to go this time by. We did with brakes losing grip in real life. Okay, we need brakes to get hot in the sim, and I agree. I think you know, if they added that, I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be an addition to iRacing, you know, hot brakes, you know, or even brake failure. You know, I know that's probably getting too realistic, Jonathan. You as a driver, you know, you'd be probably hating that. But, I mean, they deal with it in real life. So why not put it in the sim if this is a sim, you know?
I think they're actually trying to develop that stuff. It's stuff that a lot of us probably don't even know about that they're doing behind the scenes. iRacing is always trying to come up with something new. I believe we'll get to the point someday where we do get those real life effects. It just takes time. You got to look back at where iRacing started and where it is now. But with that being said, it looks like Cameron has stretched out to about a car to 2 car lead here.
Yes, yeah, I think
coming to 2 to go.
I think Cameron Hearn, unless he makes a mistake, I think Cameron has got this one in the books.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, Josh. This would be a triple in its first triple of the season.
Yeah, this would be back-to-back-to-back wins for Cameron Hearn, and it would mark his 5th win of the season.
It just reminds me of the days where everyone was complaining about Jimmy Johnson and how much he won and winning all these championships. I mean, it's the same thing here in this series. Cameron Hearn, he comes out here, he sets the bar high, and these drivers do step up to it. They don't make it easy for him. But, you know, you can't take away the talent that Cameron Hearn has. And coming to the white flag.
Oh, we're already on the white flag, man. We're on the back stretch, down into 3 right now. Next time by is going to be the checkered, where there's no cautions, no more. Whatever happens, happens. Well, here we go. Out of turn number 4. Cameron Hearn, two back wins here for Slide Jobs. Justin Gann there in 2nd. Davey Hendricks, they're in 3rd. That is our podium, but Frank DiMaggio, they're in 4th, and Matthew Weeks rounding out the top 5. Alrighty, folks. Give me just a few minutes to get the top 3 up here for the MaxSpeedTV post-race show. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, we're back live here on MaxSpeedTV. We have caught up, of course, with our top three here tonight. We're going to start here with Davey Hendricks here tonight, finishing third. Davey, bud, got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you're currently, you finished third here, man. You got a podium finish in that Converse 54 machine. But, man, talk about the racing out here tonight, bud. You know, we had that one caution there at the halfway mark, literally lap 66. That was it. That's all we had. A lot of separation, but a lot of side-by-side as well here tonight until more toward the end. How'd your race go? And, man, we got to hear from you.
I mean, I thought it was pretty great. I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot of side-by-side. Like, there was a short amount of time that me and the 39 were beside each other. But I just kind of felt I was in La La Land. I wasn't fast enough to keep up with Justin or Cameron, but I was faster than the majority of the guys behind me. So I just kind of rode, avoided trouble, worked my way around lap cars, you know, without trying to get hit if someone bounced off the wall or something like that. But I'm thankful for the few cautions.
Yeah,
I mean, especially like a track like this. I like this track. It's interesting. People can do different lines and do different things with it. So I overall enjoyed it.
well, I don't know if you can, if you want to go over what Cameron was doing there with Justin, or we'll just wait until we interview Cameron. But, you know, Cameron up there, you know, was hanging back behind Justin. Didn't know if he, you know, was trying to get around him or just, you know, kind of hanging back, doing his thing. But I know you guys are teammates.
I mean, I couldn't see anything, but we had talked the majority of the race, especially when Cameron came out of that pit lane during caution. He had to fix his VR or something or other. But we talked a lot about how difficult it was to pass, and especially with someone like Gann, who was already quick. I mean, again, I have no idea, but if I had to guess, I don't think he could get a good enough run out of the corner without having to dive it in under him. And that's not what Cameron was going to try and do, as far as I know.
All right, bud. Well, we'll talk to Cameron about that. But man, Davey, awesome job out here tonight. Podium finish for you, P3, man. But we go to Indianapolis next week for the Kiss of the Bricks 80 for 80 laps, man. How do you feel about Indy? Big track, but the turns, man, those short shoots, can be a headache sometimes.
I mean, honestly, I think I'll enjoy it as long as I don't get put into a wall or something like that. I feel like I'll be able to keep up my speed through the corners. I know that track is, you know, if you lose that momentum and you're going down one of those long stretches, you're done for. You'll get run over. I mean, you know, I've had more bad luck this year than I have good luck, so I'll be a pessimist, say I'm going to die. But you know, the track itself is great.
All right, well, let's hope, you know, you have a good race next week like you did here tonight, man. Final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to get before you go celebrate third?
Thanks to everyone watching, you guys in the booth, William and all the admins for putting it on. Cameron, Corey, William, we were all chilling out and team speak together. So thanks for them for giving me someone to talk to during the whole race. I enjoyed it. I think that's it.
All right, Davey, we'll see you next week, bud.
See y'all later.
See ya. All right, well, that is going to bring us here to our second place finisher here tonight. And I believe Jonathan Canfield has caught up with Justin Gann.
Yes, I have. Justin, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, buddy. Go ahead and talk about the race there. Talk about that ending. You and Cameron going at it there at the end, man. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I knew Cameron was going to get me. He was on my bumper for the past 15 laps, so I figured he was just waiting for the right time to get by. So, unfortunately, I didn't have what it took to get the win, but second place, I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. What'd you think about the racing overall? We had one caution the entire race. Other than that, most of the race was clean.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely always nice having low caution counts during the races. So, pit strategy definitely took a factor in. So as long as you can get on and off fairly decent, you know, it keep you in the running. So, but yeah, luckily for me, I had some pretty good stops, I'd say. Like I said, the low caution count's always nice, clean driving, respectful driving. So definitely enjoyed racing tonight.
Absolutely. Now we got Indy next week. So what do you think you got for Indy next week?
I like to think I'm fast at Indy, but you know, you never know. Especially with the updates that have come out, I haven't put any laps on there yet. So I'll try it out here probably this week and see what I can do. But yeah, I really enjoy Indy, so we'll see what happens there.
Absolutely. All right. How about anybody you got to thank out here tonight, or any special shout outs you got to give?
I'll give a shout out to the sponsor, Ayers iRacing Paints, for being on the car tonight. Got to thank everybody in the league for putting this league on. Thank my wife for letting me race tonight, and thank everybody down there in. Uh, hang on. Wh- Oh, Haynes Racing. I raced with Haynes Racing tonight, so definitely, definitely got to give a shout out to them for support they had throughout the race. Other than that, thank you guys for putting on the broadcast.
Absolutely, bud. Well, we appreciate you talking to us, and we wish you luck next week. Good job tonight. Go celebrate.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, well, that is Justin Gam. We're going to bring him up here. I don't think he needs an interview, but I guess we'll go ahead and give him one anyway. Well, Mr. Cameron Hearn out there, buddy, back-to-back wins. You were talk about the racing here tonight before we get into what was going on down there with you and Justin Gann, bud. So, kind of go over the race, the caution there at the halfway mark. We'll turn it over to you, bud.
Yeah, I definitely did not want to see the caution. I had a pretty good lead and stuff, and then I think once night fell, I lost a lot of my speed through turns 3 and 4, and that's where Justin was better than me at. And luckily, I was able to get by him. I think he pushed up on the inside of 1 and 2, and we raced side by side for a lap. But it's so hard to keep the grip going in 1 and 2 on the outside. I was able to get by him, and just fun racing. He was faster than me before that last pit stop. I tried to run the high side and burnt my tires up, so I learned, to kind of sit tight, kind of wait for him to make a mistake or slide up a little bit, and it happened for me. And just a fun race. Shout out to him. I mean, with 10 to go, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get by him or not.
Well, let's kind of talk about that because you were hanging out behind him, and we didn't know if you were, just wanting to, finish where you were at, or because you stated before, and I think it was last week when you stated that you wanted to finish. Could have been when you finished second too. I don't know, but you said you've already got wins, so you're not really concerned. I honestly didn't know. I'm not you, so.
Yeah, that race you're referring to is Talladega. So if I could get through there with a second, that's a win. But no, Justin was fast, and I was content with riding with him. I was honestly trying to learn what he was doing in 3 and 4 to carry the speed and kind of gain ground off the corner with me, and I couldn't do it. So I made up my mind that I was going to ride behind him, pressure him a little bit, and kind of get in his head, which I don't think I did that. Justin's super fast, and but I think just one time in 1 and 2, he slipped up a little bit, and I was able to get on the inside of him and carry enough down the back stretch that he couldn't block me going in the 3. And I figured once I got the inside of him, it'd be extremely hard for him to stay there. And he stayed there for a lap, which is more than I think I could have done. But just hard racing, and he's fast, and he races you really clean. So I knew that I didn't want to move him to get the win, so I kind of waited for my chance.
Well, we know you're fast. We got a lot of fast drivers out here, a lot of stiff competition now for you, Cameron. But before we get to next week's race at Indy, Jonathan, do you have anything for Cameron?
He's in victory lane. He saw some girl with some free beer, so he's hanging out over there.
No, the daggum announcer just hit the wrong button. But yeah, I seen you fall back into 6th there on that caution, man, and we heard from, I believe it was Davies, that there might have been an issue with your VR. But talk about how you have that kind of issue and you just rebound to come up here and battle for the win.
Yeah, I during that run, I noticed a noise on my computer, like a little icon popped up. And so when I pitted, I saw like, yeah, your Windows update is about to start in 8 minutes. So I had to get on my Oculus, load it back, and it just took a little longer than what I thought it would. But luckily it was under caution and didn't really cost me too much. But definitely track fishing was key. Getting through the field, getting to Justin, and then once I got to him, he kind of pulled away from me a little bit. So I was just glad that we didn't have any more cautions, any more stuff like that, because tire wear is huge, and just worked out for me the right time. Got lucky.
All right, well, we got Indianapolis next week, man. Kiss the bricks 80 for 80 laps, man. 4 turns, the short shoots, 2 big, the front and back stretch. Very, very long. Talk about it.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Each week I try to just show up, practice, and to see where we're at. But I think Justin's really fast there. Um, there's a lot of fast guys: Davey, Frank, Corey, Nick Hunt, John. A lot of fast guys there. So I'm just looking forward to having a clean race and have a chance, kind of like tonight, being there at the end.
Well, kind of throwing something out there talking about Indy, but we got to go back to Pocono too, because Nick Hunt pulled that awesome fuel strategy there at Pocono. Do you think maybe pulling a fuel strategy like that at Indy is possible with how big it is?
It definitely is possible, and if I see Nick Hunt doing something kind of strange, I might pay attention and seeing if it's going to work out. But yeah, definitely, and that's what kind of makes it interesting. And there's like in real life racing, a lot of different strategies to get to the finish line the fastest. So I'll definitely be paying attention more to what everybody's doing throughout the field.
All righty, buddy, man. Awesome job out here tonight. Your 5th win overall for the season. Back to back here tonight. But, man, awesome job. And I do see that, is that a South Carolina emblem there?
Don't bring it up. Let's just wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm SEC too, but,
It was a tough week.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, final thoughts, shout outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate your victory here tonight.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for the broadcast. Again, give a shout to Justin for being super fast and racing me clean and hard at the end. Davey was fast all night. All the guys in our team room, Corey and Will. We'll give a shout out to my mom and dad, my wife Ashley, and Darren Clement's not here tonight, but he's here with me in spirit, and he's my motivator. So I'll give a shout out to Darren.
All right, yeah, that's the other driver we was missing here tonight.
Yeah, I wish he would come back.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna have to send him a message or something, I guess, and give him a hard time about it.
Yeah, tell him Cameron said hey.
All right, I sure will. All righty, buddy. Well, we're
buddy.
gonna let you go celebrate, man, and we'll see you next week at Indianapolis.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right. Well, that is Cameron Hearn here tonight, our winner. But Jonathan, Cameron, I think Cameron. He's got one of the biggest targets on his back right now. And I know I keep saying that, but it's true. Everybody is gunning for that 15. Everybody.
I absolutely agree. I think everyone's mind is not how can I win the race, it's how can I beat Cameron. Because at this point, I mean, this was race number 7.
Yeah, race 7. Yep, round 7 of season 7.
5 of 7. Like, that is impressive. There have only been 2 other winners this season. He has the biggest target on his back. If I were him, I'd show up to the racetrack and I'd just keep doing what I'm doing until someone gives me a reason to change what I'm doing.
Yeah, and of course the 2 other winners here this season, Kyle Knapp Sr. all the way back at Talladega, and Nick Hunt there at Pocono. I've alluded to that many times, and that's probably going to be one of the biggest races that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life, is that Pocono race with Nick Hunt winning it on a fuel strategy call there, and a very, very, he got very, very lucky. Very lucky.
Sometimes that's just how it goes as a driver. You say, I'm either going to make it or I'm going to not make it, but I can say that I tried.
Oh, yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. All righty, folks. Well, look, we're going to get down here to the unofficial results because the points are not updated, so this is going to be unofficial. But Cameron Hearn grabbing the win here tonight. Justin Gann there in that 2nd spot. Davey Hendricks there in 3rd. Frank DiMaggio in 4th. Matthew Weeks running out the top 5. John T. Wimbish in 6th. Nick Hunt 7th. Ben Lacey in 8th. Corey Cook 9th. And Steve Harris running out the top 10. Jonathan, finish us out, bud.
Yeah, coming in 11th, we've got Christopher Bassinger. 12th is going to be Tyler Yankovic. 13th, we have Tommy Haynes. 14th, Mr. William Martin. 15th, Paul R. Turner. 16th goes to Ty Blake. 17th would be Dale Adamson. 18th, Trey Holmes. 19th, Casey Hatch. 20th to Noah Mari. And 21st to Dylan Parker.
All right, it looks like Joshua O'Connor did not even start the race. Ryan S. Hoover, 23rd. Thomas Fensler, 24th. Just kind of rounding it out here. But, of course, congratulations goes to Cameron Hearn winning it here tonight for Slide Job Season 7, Round 7. Indianapolis next week. I want to give a shout-out to, of course, Jonathan Canfield joining us up here in the booth tonight. Jonathan, I hope you had a good time up here. A lot different than being a driver, for sure.
Yeah, I will say the driver has the easy job. He goes out there and drives. This, you have to be on top of it. You have to be paying attention. You have to know what's going on track. But it's good learning. I love it. It's honestly fun. I see why you do it, and I see why a bunch of other people love doing it too.
Well, it's fun on some races, and some races it's not so fun. There's the ups and downs on both sides. So, but you know, when you have good racing like we did here tonight, I mean, it's fun. Yeah, I got spread out, but we still had action. So, you know, awesome job by, you know, of course, you know, you yourself coming up here, calling the race. A big shout out to all the fans out there that, you know, tuned in here tonight. Of course, Drive for Diabetes Awareness Incorporated. Check, don't guess. It might not be the flu. Look them up on Facebook at facebook.com/Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Big shout out to them for what they do. Brent, Heather, Lacey, they know what I mean. Of course, Wugsy out there, Christopher Bassinger in chat as well, coming down to the end. And, of course, everybody else out there, too. Dale Adamson, tough break for him. Brennan Kennedy. Man, I got to scroll through up here. Luis DiCarlo out there in chat. Wugsy again. Anybody that I'm missing? Yep. Yuppa J.
That would be Joshua O'Connor.
Yuppa J. Okay.
Yep, Joshua Yopa J. O'Connor.
All right, so a big shout out to everybody down there for tuning in here tonight. But that's going to do it here for Slide Jobs this evening. Of course, next week we will be at Indianapolis. Same time, same place, right here on MaxSpeedTV. We'll see if Jonathan is free next week. If not, we'll see if we can get somebody else. But Jonathan, we'll talk about that throughout the week. Man, thank you all for tuning in. We do appreciate it here at MaxSpeedTV. If you are new, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. Turn on notifications for everybody here at MaxSpeedTV. That broadcast, it won't be just me, it'll be everybody else. So big shout out to all of y'all. Until Friday night for the Extreme Cup Series, the next gen. Man, we're going to be at Nashville Super Speedway. You do not want to miss that race. That is going to be an awesome race. It is the first race of the tier playoffs, I should say, because it's a little different. Right here on MaxSpeedTV, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Myself and Gary Wells up there in the booth calling the action. Oh, that is going to be fun. But until then, folks, stay safe. Thank you all, and have a good night.